Hey, hey.
What is
Miranda
going
Monday.
on, everybody?
Hey.
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 Another.
I hit the wrong button. I revealed Sonny already. Wait.
Oops.
Everyone,
there we go.
ignore what you just saw. Nothing to see here. We're going to come back with a dramatic entrance.
Oh, man. Well, Jason, how are you doing over there, buddy?
I'm pretty good, thanks. Thanks for asking.
No.
And since you mentioned my name, I guess I'll bring up my lower third. Hello, everyone. I'm Jason Aaron, .pro. That's right. I rebranded to a URL. Type it in your browser. See what happens. Go down the rabbit hole with me, won't you?
Ooh.
What if they decide to take the other pill? What if they choose not to go down the Matrix?
Who's that speaking? Is that Joe?
Oh, you're getting muted.
What's my?
Joe Kemp?
I thought you were putting my lower thirds on.
I am. It's there.
What's it say? I'm not allowed to say what it says, am I?
Made a little tweak there.
No, you can't say what it.
Oh
you can't
my
say what it says.
God.
And to Joe's right, the viewer's left is
Oh, hi.
the woman of the hour, Miranda Monday.
Hi, guys.
Hi,
has everyone been?
Miranda.
How has everybody been?
Pretty good.
great.
Thanks. Still
Great.
good.
It's been a long week.
Still good. It has been a long week.
Been a long
Yes.
week. Been in and out of sports, somewhat. Whatever we can get through the corona.
But
It's great.
It's awesome because your daughter just started wrestling.
I
didn't she?
know,
That's
man.
so
Your daughter started wrestling?
My
Yeah.
my 9-year-old daughter just stepped
Wrestling's
up
for
into
boys.
stepped
Hey,
up in
now.
the contenders
Is it not?
ring.
Be careful.
And you know what? Hey, and for everybody out there listening, check out Contenders Wrestling. You got a West Side and South Side facility. These guys are really great. They really take the time. I've seen them work with kids that was really having some behavior issues where they worked with them on the side. They really top-notch education on the wrestling. It's a really great program. Every coach in there is amazing. And I'll tell you, if you're in the wrestling world and you go and you see that Punisher skull, you know what's up. So, hey, you guys get a chance, check out Contenders.
The
yeah.
testosterone in here is palpable.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness, here we go.
Yeah, brother. Let's do this.
So, guys, welcome to another Monday Love. Episode
Yes.
46, right?
40, is it 46?
It's 46.
Holy hell.
It
I didn't know
is
it was that many.
Why am I the only one that remembers these?
I don't know.
No, incorrect. It is 45.
No.
45?
Is it?
I'm looking at my...
I thought last week of 45.
45 was last week.
Who was last week? Jake Lacoste, right?
Yeah.
That was 44.
Oh, okay.
Caitlin James
So,
was 43. Dustin Spears
episode
42.
45.
The Sticks was
Jumping ahead.
41. I can do this all day.
Oh. The amazing Jason Aaron Pro. Statistics.
There we go.
That's another
Miranda's
service
over
he can
36.
offer.
Yes.
Oh, man.
So, yes.
Got all kind of stuff. Got a great
Absolutely.
guest tonight.
Yes, we do.
Oh, man,
And
I'm excited.
Before we actually bring him up, Jason says we have a sizzle.
I think
We got a
should.
sizzle?
I think
We got a
should. Let's check
sizzle.
it out.
We got a sizzle,
Yeah,
my
sizzle.
nizzle.
From the moment that I saw you, I could tell that you were trouble. I said, can I buy you a drink? You said, make it a double. You're a siren, you're a temptress. When you touch me, I'm defenseless. I know it won't be long before we're crawling from the rubble. I hate to say that I told you so, but I just did. You got a shot at karma, like a bullet from your own gun.
Ooh-wee.
You got swung.
That's awesome.
That
Oh
is
my
a little
gosh.
flavor. A little
That is
flavor.
hot.
That's oh my gosh, I'm
Yes.
excited.
Absolutely. So without further ado, I would like to introduce somebody to you and all our followers
Let's do
who
it.
I've been following since 2017,
Ooh.
Mr. Sonny Thurnall.
All right.
There it is right
Hey,
there.
Sonny, how you doing, man?
Hey,
Hey.
I'm glad
Alright.
to be here. I'm glad to be here. It's another great Monday night and Monday love. It's exciting.
It's always a great
Oh,
night.
he knows how to
It is.
schmooze.
yeah, you got to smooth it a little bit. You know, we're
This
from the
gentleman knows how to schmooze because he walks into
does.
the studio with 2 bags full of White Castle burgers and onion chips and other deep fried goodies. So I've been
Yes,
snacking.
absolutely awesome.
I
Absolutely
told him, I
awesome.
says the hamburgers are all shareable, guys, but the shake I can't
That's
do
it.
much with.
And so after I took a sip, I'm like, bet.
So, Sonny, before we get too far into the interview, do you have any shout-outs, plugs, sponsors?
Yes, I've
White
got
Castle.
I got a lot of them. White Castle for one.
There we
we gotta have a White Castle every now and then. I get one when I get to the city. There's been a couple sponsors that's really helped me out. Jaylee Miller Means, she's one of my classmates. Jaylee has helped me out a tremendous amount with my music and my career and stuff. Brenda McCready, she is one of my extremely good friends out of Nashville, and Brenda has given me such an inspiration in a lot of the things that I've been doing lately, and she's a big inspiration in my life. I don't know if she's tuned in tonight, but hi Brenda and Jaylee, and I'm getting ready to go down to Nashville again and record, and some of the people that really helped me out, I'd like to give a shout out to Spike Jones and Michelle Storm. They've both been very helpful with me, and one of my biggest helps with everything I want to give a shout out to is Tammany Dove with the ISSA, International Singer-Songwriters Association. All the things on there that the radio stations that are just waiting to play our music and everything that she does for all of us is such a big help, and the award shows that we get recognized for things that we would never have gotten recognized for.
Right.
And now it's a big deal for all of us that are getting nominated and for things that we've done. It's finally, there's something other than the CMAs, and it's called an indie artist.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And speaking of being recognized, today was a big day for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, I woke up this morning. As I sent you guys in a message, I
Yeah.
have been tremendously busy from the time I got up. I turn my notifications off at night, and I don't check them. And last night I was working real late with my drummer a little bit, and one of my staff girls and everybody trying to get things ready for what's about to come up on my new release. Well, yesterday the information came out that I was sitting at number 1 in Indiana on N1M charts, and I guess everybody kind of just seen it this morning. I woke up to like 59 messages on my phone. I had congratulations from so many people out of Nashville and across America, where I was amazed myself. I am sitting at number 5 in the USA on number 1 music
That is
charts. N1M charts are your live streaming charts. They collect all the data from Pandora and all those Spotify and Reverb and everybody, and they combine it all to a chart. And it was a pretty awesome feeling because I didn't know what was going on. I thought, this is usually bad news. You get messages like that.
Right.
Right,
yeah.
It was such a surprise, and yes, I heard from so many of them today. It's such an honor. I'm so humbled. It's beyond my dreams. I never really imagined going this far in my music when I started this back in 2014, and here I am, a few years later. I remember telling Gary Sadker when I started this and recorded If It Ain't Country. Jim Marchuk was my drummer at the time, and hi, Big Jim, I hope you get a chance to check in tonight, but we gotta. I told him at the time, I says, one day I would like to say I walked my first carpet. I want to walk a red carpet one day. I want to hear Bob Kingsley say my name. Well, some of that has happened, Here it is, 5 years later. And I have not heard Bob Kingsley say my name yet, or Kix Brooks or nothing. But I'm working on that.
Yeah, you are definitely on your way.
Absolutely. I have walked my second red carpet. I have 6 international hits. I've been nominated for Male Vocalist of the Year, Rising Star of the Year. Singer, songwriter of the year. My song "Lady in the Moon" was nominated for Video of the Year and Single of the Year, and it's just been a journey that I wasn't expecting back then, and I am just amazed at where it's going, and everybody likes my music. I have some tremendously good music about to come out. One of my writers is Corey Lee Barker. Many of my artist friends on my page know of Corey and worked with Corey many times.
Right.
Corey co-wrote Warm Tears and Cold Beers and Who Needs Whiskey. And A.J. Ewell is another one in Nashville, Tennessee Songwriters Association, I think is who A.J.'s with. And he co-wrote Best Kitchen Dancer in Texas, which is the song sitting at number 5 right now on the charts.
Right.
Nice.
That's
And,
awesome.
He
yeah.
also wrote my new one, my new single release, which we'll play here in a little bit with Jason and stuff, and it's called Break Me. AJ co-wrote that song, and we're hoping that it'll be one of our big hits too.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're Indiana born and raised?
Yep, I was born in Danville, Indiana. I live in the house where I grew up at. My sister owns now. Her name's Nita. We call her Neat. I don't know why. We've always called her Neat. No, Neat.
That's awesome.
About 90 pounds. And, well, she lost her husband, unfortunately, a couple years
I'm
ago.
sorry to hear
And,
that.
yeah, he left a big field. It was a farm at one time, and it was full of stuff. And I have hung around for a couple years. I love my sis to death, and I couldn't leave her in such a mess with the old farm and everything. So I've been cleaning up and getting things done for her to get her a decent home again in life, and everything's going great for her now. We got a lot of it done, and I'm ready to get back down in Nashville and get a new album out to everybody come March or April.
Heck yeah. So your daughter has dipped in.
Yeah.
She wanted to say,
As we listen to a little bit of Break Me in the background.
hi, I'm Sonny Thurnall's daughter.
Hi, Charlena. I love you
Hey,
too,
Mac,
puppy.
Al Austin,
Dane Cummings said, "What's up?"
Missy, hi, Dan, Pam, hi, Marcus. He goes by Marcotic.
See, I had all the. That's the silly stuff I was talking about.
Yeah, I see Alan Kaiser's on there. I see
It was
him.
up there,
Is it-
and then now I can't even get to it.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't see
Calvin
what you guys
Weaver,
are, but
Dan
you know.
Cummings. Yeah.
So we're looking at the
it's-
chat on the Monday Love stream. You probably have people chatting on your own stream,
That's
so you
what it
should.
is,
Yeah,
yeah.
so feel free
Yeah.
to check out your stream on your own page and
Yeah.
see
Yeah,
who's
that's
saying
the only
stuff
thing
to you.
about sharing. They kind of go all over the place.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
We
yeah,
usually have a
yeah.
little Wizard of Oz hiding.
Double-edged sword.
Somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she,
Right.
but unfortunately, she's in web class. So
Yeah, well,
Thank you,
it's
guys.
Who's in
always-
Oz?
what's up?
Jason Trigg says, break me.
Break
so that
me.
is definitely for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, yeah.
Break me.
Hi, Jason. Alan's on there. There it is.
And I do want to say, what is your YouTube? It's Sonny Thurnall Music, isn't it?
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube. Just punch in my name, and all my songs come up on there that have been released out lately.
You know, like right there.
Hey, Danny.
Like right there.
here.
Yep, there you go.
There you
There
go.
you go. You find
Bam.
the topic. There's a Stomp On, Warm Tears, Cold Beers, Lady in the Moon. And my Christmas song's even on there, which I'm about to send back out to all my radio stations and everybody for Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah, if you haven't heard
coming
it.
up close.
Yeah, if you haven't heard it, you know who's coming to town, and that's what we
Yep.
got. That was a duet I did with Eddie Tabbitt. Eddie is a big producer at Hometown Hits up in Davison, Michigan.
Okay.
And he was one of my producers on this song you hear in the background on Break Me, and Jason was one of the engineers and played the percussions on it, and it was a great song, and it managed to work out with Eddie and me to the point where I'm going to release this song and Break Me over in the UK around February,
Nice.
and we're hoping that it's one of my
Very
top
cool.
10 ones.
That would be awesome.
That's super awesome.
Absolutely. So let's go back. So you were in 7th grade when you first started playing
Yeah.
instrument, right?
Yeah, I was in 7th grade. I started playing drums. Yeah. 7th
Yeah.
grade.
Okay.
Excuse me.
And
Got
then
that White Castle come back.
White-
on.
Yeah, that's what it was.
You're allergic to it.
Oh, there went an onion. Well, I'm sorry, Jason.
Coronavirus.
Yeah, excuse me, everybody. Yeah, actually, I started playing drums back in 7th grade, back in Danville High School, and Mr. Dirks, he later left the school. He taught me a tremendous amount back then, and Miss Freeman, who became Mrs. Lycan, was my band teacher, and I just loved playing drums. Of course, I was nowhere near the best drummer around. There was many drummers that were better than me, but it was the inspiration I wanted to do what I do today. I still play drums. Of course, even back then as well as today, I'm not as good as my drummer, Jason, but we're going to incorporate some of the things that I do in some of our shows now. I talked to Jason about it, and he loves the idea. We're going to have 2 drum sets on the stage.
Nice.
I'm going to do a couple songs where, like my song Stupid Money, I will get with Jason. We'll play the beginning of the song. I'll start singing it and come out from behind the drum set and finish fronting the song and singing it. And then
Nice. That's a workout.
yeah, well, we're going to do a little bit of I play a little bit of almost any instrument a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm going to also do a song like one of the Luke Combs songs or something.
Gotcha.
And Beautiful Crazy or something like that, and I'm going to come out and play the first part of the song on guitar, and then I'm going to just set it down on the side like George Strait would do or something and just sing the song.
That's awesome.
That's great, though.
Yes.
You gotta have a stage value with it. Throw it up for them a little bit different than what you get usually.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Change it up.
Change that up.
That's awesome. So yeah, go make sure you guys subscribe, rate, review, leave a comment on Sonny's page, on all of his social media.
All of them. Go
All
find
of
it.
them.
Like
yeah,
it.
you can
So-
find me
Hit the
on
ding, ding,
Instagram.
hearts,
Yeah, you can find
fingers.
me on Instagram.
Fingers.
Actually, I want to tell everybody, go down there on that little bottom corner down there, and you look on, if you're on your cell phones, and hit that little share button, because tonight I want to build a couple extra fans on my artist page, and I know there's a lot of you out there who haven't heard my music. You're going to love some of it. I'm sure you'll find something you like, and hit that little share button for me down there, you guys.
And
there it is.
So one of
Everybody,
my friends,
share now.
So one of my friends who is watching Sonny chimed in, and it's Alan, and he says, hello from Sight and Sounds Promotion, Alan Keeger. He says,
Kiger, Alan.
Kiger, yes.
Hi,
Send me
Alan.
a couple of Christmas songs and I will get it on WYRXD 98.9 FM.
I got you, brother. We'll get those out to you this week. Yeah. Thanks,
Yes.
Alan.
So there you go.
Alan's with Kiger Signs there in Danville, Indiana. He's also one of my big supporters. I do a lot of, when I do a Christmas show, I'll be here on December 19th, I believe, Christmas for my, what would have been my end of my tour year show,
Right,
had it
COVID.
not got canceled, but as everybody's did. But at the same time, I get a lot of sponsors for my Christmas show as well. It's going to be very big this year. We've been working with Chris at the Whiskey Bent Lounge there in Avon, and I go around town. Of course, many of the business owners in town know me
Right.
from the shows I've done and stuff, and I grew up in town. So, like Jade Groner with Danville Heat and Cool, donated a big help last year for the Christmas party we had. I think it was a furnace cleaning or something.
Gotcha.
Green Cycle donated 3 yards of mulch. So we get some pretty good gifts at Christmas time, y'all. You need to come out to Whiskey Bend on December 19th.
There you go.
Put it in the
Make sure you
calendar
don't
right now.
Exactly. Put it in that calendar.
Yeah, I'll get that out to you, Alan. Thanks for joining us, too. I sure will.
So you went from, well, especially back then, it's grown
Yeah.
a lot, but from Little Danville, Indiana, to playing, going to Mississippi, playing for a band, and then touring with them.
Yeah.
How did that transition happen? Small town Danville.
Yeah, well, I had big dreams when I was young, and I wanted to be a rock and roll star. Back in the early '80s, I graduated with the DHS, a class of '80, and we all had a few dreams back then. Bobby Keller You know, Roger Boo and a bunch of us was all, you know, dreaming big, and I wanted to be a big rock star too. So I got pretty lucky. My sister, Neat, and her husband, Mike, took me down to Mississippi with them, and I was sitting in a bar one night, and Johnny Paycheck, the Roadhouse Band, was jamming. Well, me being me, I don't care who you are. I want to sing with you. I'm going to come up and talk to you. So,
Right.
you know, I went right up and talked to the Take This Job guy and shove it and says, hey, I'm Sonny. I play drums, man. Any chance I can sit in with you? And, you know, and one thing to another, I was, you know, backup drummer for Johnny for about a year, and done a lot of shows with all of them down there, and the Roadhouse Band. Mike Rogers was his drummer at the time and stuff. And then... you know, that ended, and I wound up going to different parts of the country over my 20s and 30s, owning a few different companies and always keeping up on my music. I won, during that amount of time, I've won 3 national karaoke championships. I played bars all the way over, any band I could sit in with, from Cleveland to Tampa, from Dallas to Kansas.
Gotcha.
All across,
Oh, yeah.
anywhere I could go. So they know my name a lot from just sitting in the bars and doing all the traveling I'd done.
See, that was going to be one of my questions. How is that transition doing karaoke championships?
Well, the funny thing is I hadn't been in a band since I was in my 20s, and all I had done was singing karaoke, and I would sit in and play drums with bands across the country as a drummer, and I wouldn't really sing. When I heard a Leonard Skinner cover band, you know, I wanted to play Freebird, you know, because
Right.
I could
Yeah.
make their drummer look like a beginner on it pretty much. And I loved that part of it. So what happened was there was a group that come out called Alabama. And then Travis Tritt
Yeah.
and Alan Jackson. And they changed country music. And I began to really love what I was hearing.
Okay.
Southern rock had pretty much disappeared from the radio.
Yeah.
Q95 didn't do much with Marshall Tucker, Molly
Right.
Hatchet, the Outlaws no more.
Yep, they didn't.
And Roll
Not
On
back then.
Highway come out, and, you know, Roll On Highway, you know, is one
Yeah.
of them things. And
Yeah.
it just kept going. They had one hit after another, so I began to love country music. And of course, you know, I grew up in the 70s and 60s, and, you know, my family all listened to Loretta Lynn and Conway and Johnny Cash and all
The
that.
oldies but goodies.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but I kind of grew up with Bob Seger, Marshall Tucker, and Molly Hatchet. And, you know, I wanted to hear some, you know, Fleetwood Mac or something.
Right.
And the transition happened after that because when I left Johnny Paycheck and the Roadhouse Band, one of his last words to me was, "Sonny, you don't need to be a rock and roll singer. You don't need to be a rock and roll drummer." He says, "You're a country singer." He says, "You have a country voice that's out of this world. It's different. It can be recognized one song after another of who you are." And he says, I hope one day you change your mind. Well, Johnny's no longer here, and God bless his soul. I sent him flowers at his funeral and his wife and everybody. But let me tell you this, he was 100% right, because I love what I do now. It is beyond what I ever dreamed, and maybe rock and roll for me just didn't do it. you know?
Right. Right. A completely different genre change.
Yeah, when I hit the stage, and actually the transition hit me was I had joined in 2015. My buddy Ray Crouch out in Danville, one of my classmates. I had a heart attack in 2012, and I was staying pretty much from friend to friend, and I'd sold my heating cooling company. 3 of my trucks, let go of around 16 employees, and my last job was I helped on the Cheddar's restaurant there in Avon in front of Walmart.
Okay.
I got my check, got my bonus, got about $4,000, had a heart attack, and for 2 years I didn't know what to do with myself. I thought life was over.
Oh, wow.
Everything was gone.
Yeah.
And I was pretty much homeless. And staying at one buddy's house for a couple of weeks. My family's, I got tired of burning everybody out on me. And right before I got ready to go to a shelter, I went over to my buddy Ray's house, and that Sunday afternoon, that's the way things seem to hit for me. It seems like just when everything's about to go through and I feel like I need something to help me, get me up, it happens. Okay. And that Sunday afternoon, Ray hollers for me in his bedroom. He says, "Sonny, come here for a minute." So I went in and he says, "There's a ad on Craigslist where they're saying if you think you're all that and you're a country music singer, come find out." So he says, "Well, you think you're all that? You've been singing in Lisbon and everywhere, and Alibis and Danville and everywhere. So go see if you can do something." So I did. I went up and I won it. 127 contestants, and I won the contest with Showcase Indy.
That's awesome.
Super awesome.
I wound up doing 12 shows that year in the Broad Ripple area. Every one of them sold out. We had, I hadn't imagined it, but here's where, to answer your question, it took too long to answer.
You're good.
The transition happened then. I won the contest singing karaoke, Jason Aldean's, one of Jason Aldean's songs.
Gotcha.
And he comes up to me and he says, "Well, Sonny," he says, "we're going to need a band because we've got a show. We got shows to do." And I said, "Well, I don't have a band." He says, "Well, you better organize one." And I says, "Okay, how long we got?" And he says, "About a month." So I run an ad, and I started getting some really good guys. I had Billy Shields from the Allman Brothers that hit me up. I had one of John Mellencamp's keyboardists hit me up. And at that point is where it started, and I actually began my country music career because I didn't have any musicians, and I had all these musicians from local bands that really helped me out. Chris Reeves with Stone Creek Band, Rick Taylor with Rockin' Horse Band, and Tommy Henson Jr. with Emily Band playing fiddle for me. And Emily was playing guitar at the time. She didn't sit in with us on that show, but I had all these local musicians that helped me get these shows accomplished. And it got me those 12 shows done, and I thought the season was over. That was a bomb. I've never imagined doing that.
Right, yeah.
And all of a sudden my phone rang, and I got a call from Gary Sadker, who's a producer down on Music Row with Magenta record labels. And I was surprised he got my number, but I had my number on my Facebook page because I thought, I was a big artist. And I
Best way to advertise, yeah.
So he calls me and he says, "Well, a friend of mine's seen you in Broad Ripple, some little town called Broad Ripple." I says, "Well, it's in Indianapolis, yeah." He says, "Man, we got to get you down here to see what we can do with you on your voice and Music Row." So longer story short, I went down to Music Row. I recorded If It Ain't Country.
That was in 2017.
Yes.
Because I was supposed to go on that trip with you.
Yes.
Remember that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because that's how we ended up
I needed
meeting.
a photographer.
Yeah, and I was going to go to Nashville with him. So I've been following him for quite a while and watched him grow into...
That's cool.
Yeah, and be very comfortable with where he is now.
Yeah, Miranda was actually one of my first fans on my fan page who, when I created Sonny Thurnall Country Music, who liked it, and I was down to like 25. Oh, I'm up to 50.
You never know who's watching and who's listening.
You never know.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You never know.
Well, we went on from that point to where after I recorded,
you spent a week down there, right?
Yeah, I spent a week down there, and that was when I realized that I was a new Sonny, as they would say. I realized that my life was about to change. Gary told me, he says, "Well, Sonny, let me show you around the studio." So we looked around, CTM studios and everything. It was awesome. Showed me pictures of where Tammy Wynette and George Jones and everybody had recorded there.
That would have been awesome.
It was
cool.
Yeah, it was to see them. I'm recording in the same areas and stuff. And then we walk outside, and I'm looking outside, and I actually got a picture of it on my fan page where I'm standing in front of CMT Studios, and he says, "Now you're going to like this." He says, "There's a tour bus coming." And I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "Well," He says, you're going to see them. He says, and they're going to wave at you and everything, and might even stop or something. And I said, why? He says, they think you're somebody famous.
That's awesome.
And he says, you're on Music Row, Sonny, so if they see somebody standing outside one of these studios, they want to say hi and stuff. So that's exactly what happened. You know, the
That's
bus was
awesome.
right there in front, waved, and I told everybody who I was and stuff. And then it was about an hour later when we had began to record and everything, that I come back out and that same tour bus come by and it was empty, and the bus driver says, I ain't got nobody for you this time.
That is awesome.
That's
wow.
super. That's cool.
That's when the transition happened, though, Miranda. That's when I realized things was really changing, and I've had a few changes like that. We recorded my Hell to Pay album with Gary Sadker and Cupid Studios down there, and I had just released 2 of the songs, and I had went back down there to talk about doing a new recording of Best Kitchen Dancer in Texas with Gary, and it had only been released a couple weeks.
Okay.
And I was in Lebanon, Tennessee, which is about 20 miles west of Nashville, and I walk into a Dollar General store.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, I'm just going to get me some Q-tips for morning.
Right.
Make sure I can hear my headset right.
That was clear.
So I walk in the door, and there's about 7, 8 people in line, and instantly the cashier says, hey, aren't you Sonny Thurnall? I says, yeah, I am. He says, wow, man, we've been listening to your music all day here. Anyway, in a minute, I could get an autograph for you. And guy in line says, hey, I'd like one. Hang on a minute. And I says, no, wait a minute.
It was a chain reaction,
Yeah, I
wasn't
says,
it?
oh, you guys hang on a minute. So I went out to the car, got them all brand new CD, got autographed pictures, went in, met everybody, signed the CD, gave it all to them and stuff. And that's when I realized that my life was going to change again. Mm-hmm. I'm now being recognized.
Right.
That evening.
Hold on tight.
That evening, it even confirmed it, because I was down on Broadway Street, and me and a couple of my fans and some friends in Nashville was walking around, and somebody from all the way across on the north side of Broadway Street and hollers across the street, Sonny Thurnall, Sonny Thurnall, and he's like flipping out. And I don't know who this guy is or nothing. And
Right.
he grabs his girlfriend, they darting through traffic, and he's like dragging her. And he comes up to me. I'm like, what is this, a nut or something? And I'm friends with him today.
Yeah.
And because he says, I'm on your fan page, man. I never imagined I would see you in Nashville. And
That is
all of a sudden, I
awesome.
get this crowd of people coming around me, and I did have my briefcase with me at the time,
Yeah.
and I signed about 150 autographs,
That's so awesome.
and I passed out over 100 CDs right there. I had a really crowd, and I never in my life imagined that would happen, and it was such an amazing thing. And I knew then, because of what had happened earlier at the Dollar General store,
Right.
that life is definitely not going to feel the same when I go home.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, complete transition.
But what's good
Right.
about it, though, is when I do come home, I love being at home. I can walk in Casey's in Danville or the Kroger's, and I
Yeah.
see some of my friends, and Alan Kiger and maybe Jennifer Lowry is somebody I went to school with, or somebody, and it's just Sonny.
Right.
Right.
Now we usually ask. We have found that it is harder for a musician to have a local fan base. Like, they have to get out of their town.
It is.
And make
Yeah.
a name for themselves, and then once they come back, then it's like everyone from your town realizes,
Yep.
hey, yeah, you might be Sonny, who I grew up with,
Right.
but now you're Sonny.
Yeah, that's funny too, because that's exactly what I tell everybody. They'll ask me that question. They'll say, "How come we don't hear you on Hank FM or WFMS?"
Right.
And I tell them all the same thing. Well, because of who I am. They said, "What do you mean because of who you are?" I said, "Well, I'm not on Billboard's charts. Hank FM and WFMS, as you guys know,
Right.
are
Right.
major market radio
Yes.
stations.
Yep.
They only play the top 40 Billboard's music."
Right.
If-
Yeah.
But you can hear me on Corn Country 100.3 once in a while.
Yes.
Fritz will play me once in a while. You can hear me on WCDQ, I believe it's Lafayette.
Yeah.
And
The
the
smaller
Kokomo station.
Yep.
Your small market radio
Yep.
stations know me, and that's what I tell them is you don't hear me local unless you're live streaming or something, which you'll hear me on Pandora and all that stuff.
Right.
But I'm not famous local. Levi Riggs is one of our local guys. I love Levi to death.
Yeah,
he's a big rising star in Nashville. He is on Billboard's charts.
Right.
He's got big shows coming up and everything, and thank God the town supports him. He's a young guy. He's extremely good. I love his music myself, and Levi is a great young kid. He's rising up in Nashville. I hope that he keeps doing what he's doing because by the time he's my age, he's going to be more than a star.
Right.
But the town supports the local artists because Jeff Stafford is also out of Danville, and he's an
He's
ISSA
supposed to be next
member.
week.
He's supposed to be on next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I actually did
Country Kitchen.
Country.
Wasn't it?
Yep,
Wasn't
Jeff's
that
Country
Monday-
Kitchen picking.
Monday
Yeah.
Night Kitchen Picking.
Yeah,
Monday
yeah.
Night
So
Kitchen
the
Picking.
Monday Night Kitchen Picking, the first season,
Yeah.
he and I went to 9 different kitchens and showcased 9 different artists, and then there was the Blowout 10th show. And so yeah, I'm familiar very much so with Jeff, and I found Jeff on YouTube through a song, and then of course, and I start hunting and trying to find
Yeah.
out who it is.
Yeah.
Crawling
So,
under bushes.
Yeah.
Jeff's got a tremendous amount of traditional music. His music's very traditional, and
Yes.
he's got a lot of stories that he tells. I don't know how he can remember all of them, but he does.
Yes, he does. He is very, very good.
Absolutely.
So,
Who was that masked man?
right, I know, right?
Did you give him a beer as he come by?
Yeah, I think you got to
Joe,
drive by.
nobody
right
saw
around.
me. Why'd you have to bring attention? Nobody saw anything. No one would be none the wiser. Thanks a lot.
No problem.
I worked hard to
Be secret.
sneak in there.
You got to drive by, reach around. Don't lie.
Man.
Whoa!
It was out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't even looking that way. All of a sudden, he messed it all up.
I did. Well, he always
got
calls
left.
anybody if they sneak to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's because I'm at the controls. That's not for you to do.
I'm
So
sorry,
it's
Mr. Pro.
Yeah, so yeah.
You know,
right.
it's been my
Jason
experience.
Aaron Pro.
And I'm just saying, I've been to a few of these, program directors. What can you say?
What is that supposed to mean, Sonny?
It means we love you.
Oh, okay, thanks.
We can't make it without you. There ain't a program director in this country I wouldn't love to sit down and talk to.
Man, it's.
There you
I didn't
go,
know you had a hot
Jason.
air balloon back there.
Yeah,
What is
yeah.
You're probably being Wright Castle to all the program directors.
I keep telling Fritz that down there at Corn Country. I said, Fritz, you got to get me in there.
Yeah, because it shouldn't be that hard of a transition to be able
Yeah.
to go in, and it's probably only going to be 5 or 10 minutes, but
Yeah.
still, that's huge.
Yeah, Fritz will get me in there sooner or later.
Yeah.
Earlier, you were talking about that you were trying to be a rock star and a rock singer and do this and this and this. And it's funny because, like, for me, I was R&B, I was blues.
Yeah.
I had a totally different thing. But now I'm a
Alternative
What are you?
rock.
it's hard rock, alternative rock.
Yeah.
Not metal, but it's
Yeah, it's not the-
it's just
yeah.
modern rock. But yeah, that was not a direction I was going. My background is totally more blues and R&B and kind of that realm.
Switch up.
Yeah, I did not see that coming. So,
Yeah.
it's
That was-
amazing how life can
I
flip a
myself-
script on you.
I
and-
wasn't much for blues. I just, for some reason, I didn't really grow up with the blues, and I'm more. I'd rather hear some Barry White.
There you go.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Hell yeah.
that's kind of my thing. Late night, throw on some Barry White around the bonfire, and give me a shot of shine. We'll be dancing in a minute.
There you go. Exactly what I love to hear. So you had mentioned that you have worked with Spike Jones and he supports you.
Yes.
Now I know he works with Luke Combs and
Well,
he
Spike,
did work with Prince. And
Yeah, Spike. I don't know if Spike's worked with Luke. That's another one of the producers I talk with, Kenny Royster. But Spike worked with Prince on his Purple Rain album. when he was younger. He's one of these famous producers in Nashville that has helped so many artists. He's worked with Merle Haggard. He's extremely good friends with Don McLean, who, Mr. American Pie himself.
American Pie.
And Susie Marshall, who is the late Susie Marshall. Susie was one of Willie Nelson's original backup singers. Spike's been with a lot of people, and I'm extremely excited to be going back to the studios with Spike. He's since Susie's passing, he has reopened up new studios with Michelle Storm, and I'm looking so forward to going down and recording. I've got a duet that I'm going to be recording with Brenda McCready, and if those of you don't know Brenda, she is a cousin to Mindy McCready, who is unfortunately no longer with us anymore. But I guess the music and singing runs in the family, because Brenda's definitely got the talent too.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to seeing them all and going and getting Defenseless recorded. That was one of Jeff Walter's songs out of Nashville.
See, that's huge, though, to be able to work with people in the industry who have worked with all types of genres.
Yeah, I love it.
Because you can even listen to maybe their advice to be like, well, maybe if you do it like this, and you know that they've sat in on huge records and artists, and
that's exactly it. In fact, my guitar players are the best ones I can possibly find in the local area that can do what I do.
Right.
Most of your local guitar players want to play every Friday, Saturday night somewhere, and that's not what we do. It's not make me any different or any bigger or better of a person, but we do bigger shows, bigger events. I headline my own shows. I always bring somebody local to open up for me, and they don't want to do what we do, so I have to find musicians that can travel from time to time.
Right.
And
that's hard.
Yeah, it is.
Hard.
Because we're going to Florida here November 29th, which is Thanksgiving weekend.
Right. Yeah. So a lot of people don't want to leave their families.
But it's a very big show for us.
Right.
As, we've had every show canceled. I had every holiday booked this year, and a couple in between, even a couple great big Harley shows, like for the Harley West there in Plainfield we had that canceled.
Yeah.
And this is going to be our first time back on stage. And we are just
forever.
all hyped and so ready to get
awesome.
Corona did a number on everybody.
Yeah.
Sure did.
Yeah.
It's
Sure
really.
did.
I mean, if you get lucky to squeeze out a show, enjoy it, because
that's the way it is.
I mean, you're not really sure when everything's going to open back up.
Yeah. Alan just chimed in and he says, thanks for the Levi Riggs plug. He has a Billboard 245 with Cash Black, and they still didn't play his new songs.
Oh, no, poor Levi. That's a shame, buddy.
Dang.
Thanks, Alan. Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah.
Levi's a cool dude. I love him to death. He's got great music.
He did just chime in and said, I bet Jeff Stafford is available for the November show in Florida.
Yeah, he might. Yeah, I'm getting Jeff there one. I want to take. I wanted to take Brenda with me to the Florida show, but as a special guest appearance, and I haven't announced it yet. I probably just blew it, but
there's an exclusive.
We are going to bring Brenda to our Christmas show here in Avon. So all you fans out there in the Danville area and Indianapolis, if you're in Indiana, even my family down near Madison, Indiana, you guys come on up for this Christmas show, because I'm going to have Jennifer Malott with me, and she is like a female entertainer of the year, I think.
Yeah.
Nice.
Jennifer.
Yeah, I know that name.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jennifer's
Absolutely.
she's got it going on right now. I think she's got Single of the Year and a couple awards under her. Quite a few of them I haven't actually looked, but Jennifer's going to be there with us for our Christmas show and do a few songs, and maybe even a couple Christmas songs, and then Brenda's coming. So we're going to have one great Christmas show in Avon this year.
And where do you have it?
That's at the Whiskey Bent Bar
Whiskey
and Grill there across from Presswick in Avon. Once
Yeah.
you go all the way through Avon, you'll begin to go down a hill and up a hill, and it's at that light.
It's on the left-hand side, ain't it?
It would be on the right, the north
it?
side of 36.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So,
Real quick, I don't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
I've seen a lot of new viewers popping in. Make sure you come in, subscribe, rate, review, comment. Go to YouTube, find Sonny, find his pages, like Monday Love.
There you
If you
go.
don't like us, share. Somebody
Absolutely.
on your list will.
Yeah, hit that little share button. You guys see it on your phones. I know half of you are on your
Yep.
phones. Hi,
Got a
Nancy.
little
Push it.
arrow,
Push the button.
pictures.
Push the button.
Share. Yeah, we're gonna see what we can do to share that. I didn't put a tip jar out. You might as well share it for me.
Yeah,
your,
for sure.
Your daughter did chime in and said, Mom said, congratulations.
Yes, thanks, Bonnie.
Alan says he will be at the Christmas show.
Good, Alan. Appreciate that. Yeah, we'll
Stacy
see there.
says, do you have any shows near Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania? Her girls love music.
Hi, Stacy. No, I do not have any near Pittsburgh, and mostly because of the shutdown with the coronavirus. We would like to get near the Pittsburgh area in the spring or summer, and keep following me on my fan page. And if you will keep us in mind, we will see if we can come to the Pittsburgh area. Just mention it, come a little closer to the springtime, and I'll see what we can book out there.
There you go, Stacy. Missy Foster Wood, she says, I can't wait.
Yes, hi, Missy.
So, through all this is one of the stock questions everyone gets asked.
It's all right. I'm ready for him.
So,
But we just wanted to lower your expectations.
expectations, yeah.
I'm gonna get.
This is a stock question.
It's
We
a
have
stock
to lie.
question.
We're just throwing
Yeah.
spaghetti at a wall, really.
Yeah.
I got my encouragement. I'm ready.
There we
Stick,
go.
it ain't
There you
done.
Okay, so out of all of your touring and all of the places that you have been, if you can recall the most embarrassing moment that you have ever had at a show or venue.
I love
He
these.
has
These
one
are
in
the
mind.
best.
What alcohol did it involve?
Nervous chuckle. How many shakes had you drank?
No, I
There we
was
go.
I was in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and I was sitting in doing a show with Eddie T Band up there in Grand Rapids, Michigan for New Year's Eve last year, and we was singing a Luke Combs song, and this one girl kept flaunting me. She kept showing them hooters and kept showing them hooters. And next thing I know, I forgot where in the hell I was in the song. I started laughing. I took the mic and I set the mic aside and I put the girl's shirt down. I said, "Girl, you got to stop doing that." Eddie took over singing for me, but that one kind of was. I couldn't concentrate. You got to stop.
They were looking at me. I was trying to perform. They were looking right at me. I couldn't hold my.
Who was it? Rodney Carrington. Show them to me.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You definitely get those girls.
That's hard when you're trying
No,
to
it's not
focus.
hard. You try it.
No, it's hard to try to keep focusing, but it's like, yeah.
You can't look away.
They can't.
Just
They're
can't
just
look
right
away.
there, like,
Yeah.
whoa. Unless they're one of those kinds that's like, look, they're not looking at you. They're kind of looking at the ground.
That is so wrong. You're so bad.
kind of hacky sacky.
You know what
Stop
makes it even
it.
what makes it even worse is you're exactly right. They're not looking at you. They're just doing it.
Yes. Oh my God.
Oh man.
So, you have had several songs on charts.
Yeah.
What was your most memorable?
Well, the funny thing about it is I've never released Best Kitchen Dancer in Texas for American radio. It's only doing as good as it is because of live streaming. And,
Okay.
And that song has changed everything for me. It was a song that many people helped me pick out. Sandy McIntyre helped me listen to it back when I was thinking about recording it. My sister Neat said that it was a good song, and what actually got me to go on and record it was a girlfriend I was with at the time, Pam. I was walking around and I heard Pam playing it on her cell phone, and it was just a demo. And I said, Pam, you really like that? And she says, yeah, best kitchen dancer in Texas. I love it. I says, well, maybe I should hear it again. And I listened to it, and I says, well, yeah, everybody's been telling me that's a good song. So we wound up recording it, and it's done amazingly good for me because it tells me this. It tells me if it can sit at number 5 in the charts, and if it can sit at number 10 worldwide, then the Play MP reporting radio stations that report to Play MPE, report to Music Row charts, them DJs has got to like it too.
Right.
So I need to re-release that song on American radio and just let everybody hear it, because it'll still be new to anyone who ain't heard it.
Right. Yeah.
To kind of go through, like, because we have a lot of young listeners that's just fresh on the scene and they're looking to try to come out and things. You say you only released this in the UK.
Yeah.
So how did you go about that? Like, what made that decision? Like, how did, I'm going to release this over here. Like, I would have never thought of something like that. What made that happen?
Well, my biggest fans are in the UK. We done my first release in the UK. And it went all the way up to like number 19.
Okay.
And we thought, well, we'll try it again. I didn't want to release anything in America at the moment because I wasn't known at all. I was still fresh in Nashville and everything. And all the producers and stuff had told me, Sonny, just hang on, let's get you a few hits in the UK, then we'll release a couple things in America. Well, that was then. Those guys are all gone now, and I'm doing it myself. So that's what I'm about to do now. They've been spinning me now in America on a lot of radio stations, Country Beats Radio with Ronnie Trash. He spins a lot of my music. Joshua Epperson, Thomas Wright with Fun Radio. They spin a lot of it at Texas Southern Entertainment and stuff. So that tells me if they can do that good live streaming, that song is going to really probably go over good. And I think it might be the one that actually puts me on Billboard's charts. Okay. So we're going to redo it. We're going to put a saxophone behind it.
Oh, nice.
What you're hearing in the background now.
Yeah.
We're going to put a saxophone behind that, and it's got a fiddle in it now. So we're going to see if we can make it possibly better.
Hey, Jason, can you bring this more into focus? Just for about 30 seconds, just to get a good idea.
That's the end of it.
Oh, shoot. Well, I could hear it, but...
Yeah, playing in the background.
Yeah, we heard it in the background. The fans probably did, too. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, for sure. That's really good.
Yeah.
Really well made.
Yeah, and then you're gonna...
one of my big favorites of all of the ones that I done was Alcoholiday, and I believe Jason has that one. We'll kill whenever.
Well, we know.
I do just happen to have that song.
Oh yeah, Alcoholiday was one of my big ones. It went all the way up to number 17, I believe.
It's feeling like this world's ganging up on me. I try to fix it, but I make it worse, it seems. There's only one solution. It's just a couple blocks away. I'm heading to the bar here, take my keys and my phone. I won't be drunk dialing or driving home, and I don't need a passport to get me to a sunny
Okay, here goes everybody. Sing along with me.
Alcoholiday, alcoholiday. I'm gonna retake a liquid vacation, get right, get away.
Looks good. Looks really
There
good.
we go.
Jason, you're going to have to get special headphones that'll go around Cowboy.
I know.
Just for this opportunity.
Yeah, well, there's been another instance or two that That would have been nice to have.
Do they actually have that?
No, man.
was
They're mini
You've been-
earbuds.
Yeah, they'd just be like
I was
earbuds.
like joking, like maybe they do.
Yeah.
We should make them, Jason.
Oh, here you
I'll
go.
design it. You put your pro on it. There you go.
Here you go.
Yes.
I just designed it.
There you go.
There you go.
That's called the back set.
Terry Flattery says, best kitchen dancer is my favorite, and I knew it was a hit the first time you let me hear it.
Yeah, thanks, Terry. Good to see you tuning in. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm glad you like it. I know you like it. It is a lot of fan favorites. That song is a lot of my fans' favorite. Jolene Stewart Hahn down in Florida and Kim Lynch. There's a lot of them that love that song, and those are my high school classmates, and they're my biggest fans. My classmates I went to school with, my biggest fans. They follow a lot. They get a lot of my novelties and stuff. They always hit like, and when you just wonder if anybody's seen your post,
Right.
there's my classmates right there. I love you guys.
So I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
So what do you write all your lyrics?
No, actually, I don't. I get my songs from Tennessee Songwriter Association, Nashville Songwriter Association,
Okay.
or somebody like that, because I don't particularly think my songs are hits, and everybody tells me, Sonny, you're wrong. I'm actually beginning to co-write my own songs now. I got hundreds of them up here,
Right.
but I've never done it.
Yeah.
And now that I've gotten a few hits under my tail, I was sitting in the studio, in Hometown Hit Studio, with Eddie Tabbitt, and we was just messing around because me and Eddie are friends now, and I go see him just to say, hi, bro, how you doing, bud? I'm popping in.
Right.
So we're sitting there, and long story short, we'd come up with some lyrics. And I says, Eddie, that might make a song. He says, what do you mean? I says, well, let's see what we got here. And so I'm actually working on co-writing a new song with Eddie and seeing what maybe my co-writing experience can do.
That's awesome.
And also, don't dog your, you seem like you kind of was on yourself about that. That's, Garth Brooks don't write any of his own
Exactly.
material.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, I mean,
I don't think he's wrote a single song.
No. So, I mean, don't be hard on yourself. Just, I mean, I try to put it out there for, like, to see how people's work processes.
Yeah.
How do you go about this? Because we kind of hit every artist like that. What's your way of recording? Do you go this? Do you do this? So definitely don't be hard on yourself. I mean, you're doing very well, and it sounds
Absolutely.
great.
Yeah.
It's the writing thing. I just haven't never really written before my own songs. I can think of the choruses and good pitch lines like, I'm just a rusty old nail, don't hammer me down.
Right.
But
Yeah.
what do I do with it?
Gold.
There you go.
Exactly.
And then the sequel, stop, hammer time.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, guys, make sure you guys go subscribe, rate, review, leave a comment, share, something to that effect.
And Sonny will take the time, and anybody here on staff will take the time to write you back and
Yeah.
talk
Yeah.
to you. And,
Yep.
I
I
definitely
won't.
do.
I'm too busy.
I try to
Yeah,
talk to
Jason,
everybody.
well, I try to take care of that side of it. It's a full-time job sometimes.
Pick up my slack, please.
Oh, thanks. Throw 'em. Yeah, not even, no.
What do you think that means?
that is way more funnier than I think.
You're so bad. Oh my goodness.
I have no idea what's happening.
He's lost.
Just make sure
You're
you guys
just a great
go-
producer, Jason.
Yeah, subscribe, rate, review, leave a comment.
Yeah, thanks,
share.
Jason. It's been a blast.
It has definitely
Absolutely.
been a blast, man.
Are we done?
So almost. Just a few more minutes.
Oh, you got 1 minute.
So-
Hurry, close the show.
What is who out of everyone that you've worked with,
Yeah.
who have you been starstruck by?
Well, there's a young girl in Nashville who's one of my biggest inspirations.
Is
and-
it the one at the Hooters? Or
No,
Different
sorry.
different one?
sorry,
no,
different one?
she's a
sorry.
girl. Her name is Chelsea Ray.
Okay.
She's out of Nashville, and she's her health has given her a lot of very, very bad issues, and she's such an inspiration to see her go every day. She was at the awards with me a couple years ago, and she had just left the hospital like that morning to get to the awards, and to see her keep struggling so hard to get her music out there every day. Chelsea, I love you if you're listening, but she is one of my biggest starstruck things that I've run across. When I see her, I just melt.
That's
she's
awesome.
She's an amazing person to be around. Ava Page is another one. Ava's I don't know what Ava has. She has some kind of cancer or leukemia, I think, and she's struggling.
Yeah.
And she's such an inspiration to all of us artists out there.
Right.
Ava's in recovering, and Chelsea keeps trying to get well, and one thing after another. So maybe the Lord will look after them, and they're rising stars too. So
Definitely.
Right. Well, I do want to thank you for us being able to finally link up.
Yes.
And meet in person and come and sit with us for an hour.
This was a great time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We did it all for the White Castle.
That's right, the White Castles. Well, everybody can be sure to check me out on my Facebook page and hit the like button, share it, and if you get up towards Michigan, hit up Eddie Tabbitt for the Hometown Hit Studios, and Eddie's got a great deal going on. You got to check him out, and you can find me also on Instagram and all the other sites and stuff. If you're looking for my music to purchase, just wherever you purchase your music from, you can get mine. It's all around the world, the same sites, guys. And I appreciate Miranda and everybody having me tonight. It's been such fun.
It was a great
Have
time.
me back now right before Christmas so we can have a couple shots of some shine before we go.
There we go. Heck yeah.
That's like 1 month away. Just slow your roll.
Yeah.
I think we're booking all the way out to March now, right?
Yeah. We're
That's
booking
okay.
in-
I'm
yeah.
good for Memorial Day weekend.
Barbecues and bar
Yes.
mitzvahs.
Yeah, imagine
Yes.
what I bring for Memorial Day weekend. You can't have White Castles for
You just
that. You can't have White Castles for that, man. That's a cookout.
There you go.
Oh,
Sonny's
watch out.
teriyaki bourbon chicken over Spanish rice and vegetables.
Oh,
Miranda,
wow.
book him now. Bump whoever
Thanks,
we
you
got.
guys. I had a great time.
It was a great
Thank
time.
you
Thank you so much.
You are so awesome, and I'm glad I finally got to meet you.
You too,
And
Miranda.
Thank you so much for spending an hour with us. We
Yes.
usually have some pretty crazy shenanigans. So
Yeah, it was fun.
It was
Yes.
a good time.
So everyone, make sure you go subscribe, rate, review, leave a comment, share.
Yeah.
And make sure. Did I cut you off? I will
No, go
shut
ahead.
up. No.
You're good.
I was going in my part.
No. Yeah, no.
Go ahead.
Hey,
Go
for
ahead, Joe.
all of your video
Yeah.
and podcast needs, commercials, anything you need, you got a TV show to pitch, throw it to this guy, Mr. Jason Aaron Pro. He's amazing. He's a great dude.
There he is.
And he does all kind of stuff. You should see what he does. Never mind. I won't go
Oh,
there.
hey,
Whoa, hey.
come on.
That's after so many drinks. Hey, also for all your webcast, podcast. No, hold on. Wrong guy.
Wait
Hold
a
on.
second.
Wrong guy.
Wrong guy! For all your graphic design, web designs, web development, UX, UI design,
Spider
SEO,
webs.
all anything for the spiders, graphics. And as soon as this roofers get done with my studios, I'll go back to bringing the acts in and recording in the studio. I'm ready to get that going.
Yep.
So hit me up at JK Multimedia Productions.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do that.
Do that.
And then for
Again,
everything
make-
else,
Make
talk to Miranda.
Yeah, there you go, Miranda.
For whatever
That's it.
scraps are left.
right. Yes, exactly. So, just everyone keep in mind, all of you have hated a Monday once or twice in your life. So let Monday
Love you.
Thanks, everybody.
Night.
Bye.
Have a great night.
Story keeps unfolding. A prophecy growing. I'm moving.